This week we're going to look at the first 3 weeks of the college football season for USC and their run game. Lots of similarities from what Lincoln Riley's done in the past, what he did last year at USC, and obviously when he was at Oklahoma. But we're going to dive pretty deep into a couple schemes that they've ran every single game and show you the blocking and show you the mindset, what they're looking for when they're running it. The very first thing we're going to look at is just power. So they run it a couple different ways. They run it where they pull their tackle, and they also run it where they pull their guard. When you're going to want to pull that tackle is when you have a 3 front right there. You got maybe a 4 so a B-gap player. It's really hard to cut that guy out with the tackle. So instead they just base out, pull that tackle for the front side linebacker. Right here they run it strong. As you see right here, there's a fullback. You got 2 receivers right here. San Jose State's playing a pretty light box. Really just 3-2. This guy's kind of out. You could roll that direction. Since he's so wide, you could roll, hit there, keep him over the top, get him underneath. But right here, all they do is play it straight up. And right here, as you're looking at it, the first thing you look at is this fullback. What is he going to do? He's going to have a J block right there. He's going to be right there, hopefully to kick. Base block right there with the tackle. You're going to get a double team on that nose from the center and play side guard to the backside linebacker. Backside guard is going to base out right there, hopefully turn him out, keep him from folding in late. You're going to pull for the front side. So right there, if everything works out perfectly, that's where you're looking at. Running backs downhill. Quarterback could read right here. If he walks down and blitzes off the edge, you could read that for a possible pull and replace there with a quarterback. But right here, as you look at it, you see they stay too high. They don't roll to a one high look. And this linebacker right here even works out of the box right there. So this fullback's working out to him. You definitely don't want to just chase anybody out of the box right there. But right there, he's being patient, looking for him to fold back in, which he really never does. So right there, he gets hands on him late. I'd probably tell him, stay tighter to this tackle and just work up. Somebody's got to come to you, whether it's a safety, whatever it is. Leave him out there. Don't chase. And right here, right tackle, getting extended a little bit, but right there he's at least stalemating and he's square. So right there, he's square right here. What really makes this play, you get this great double team right here. Center's doing a great job getting a strong arm. Right here, right guard gets a hip to it, even gets a little shove into that gap. Now he's working up to that backside linebacker, gets that sealed, good contact there on that linebacker. Sealing back on that B-gap player, not great right there because he's actually got his hat in the gap where you're trying to be. So right there, I'd probably step hard inside, make sure I get strong inside hand as well, and have my hat across right there. You don't want that hat on the backside. Here's the puller. We'll see his footwork right here. When he skip pulls right there, you can see that just based off of his left foot comes back first. There's the skip so he can get downhill to the front side linebacker. Good alley right there to work. And he goes up there trying to put his play side shoulder with this back kind of dipping out there wide. So does that linebacker right there. Gets that pin, but then that running back dips back inside once he overflows right there. Getting that pin. And right there going vertical on a 2nd and 1. For pretty decent play right there, running that tackle power. Continue to turn his feet and get an extra 2 or 3 yards right there. Again, there's another downhill run. Chance for an RPO right here with his 3 fronts. You're blocking all down linemen, so you're not going to get anybody in your face. Really good job here by that tackle, reading that open gap. Then running back gets in behind his pullers. Falls forward for a pretty decent gain there on 2nd and 1. Here's another look at power against San Jose State. And right here they'd walk their backer down, turn it into basically a 4 front. So they end up just basing right here all across the board. This guard pulls. Again, short yardage goal line, you're going to get a lot of bodies here. Maybe too many to count. Right here, as you see, it's a 3-back set here in the backfield. So he's going to roll right there, try to kick whatever shows up, running the ball right there with number 2. And this pulls around as well to lead. So it's almost like counter, but instead of pulling a kick, he's just pulling the lead right there. So I think it's a little bit more like a 1-back power with just 2 pullers in there now. Because he skip pulls it again right there. You can see that skip with that back foot. Shoulder pad stays square and gets downhill. Same thing here with the fullback. He slides just a little bit and he's getting downhill. As we're looking at it, you're getting a lot of bodies right there. This is not clean because there's just tons of people filling gaps. Great job there by the tight end, seeing an open gap and letting this Mike shoot that. So right there, he just fills that gap just like a linebacker would. Now he gets a piece of them. 2 falling forward for about 2 or 3. But right there, you can see how power running game and just getting bodies there is creating a little bit of confusion up front, making those guys fit it just right. And right here, they were able to do that with so many bodies down low and on the goal line red zone. But I thought that was a really interesting look of how they were trying to run power there with 3-back set. Right here on this look, Nevada's playing a 4 front. Again, you got your twins over here. This time, 2 receivers to the boundary. You got a single over here. So you're to the open side. If you're just drawing this up as far as power, you can go inside gap to backside linebacker. Same thing here. He's going to block down. He's going to block back. And they're going to gap hinge right there. Probably seal that defensive end. Working through that end up to that linebacker right there. You want to stay tight. You may even be able to get a double team right there with tackle. So you can double team right there up to that guy. Backside guard is pulling around. This time instead of the tackle, and he's going to be on that mic. So right here, we'll take a look at it real quick, see what takes place. Another skip pull there from the guard so he can keep his shoulder pad square. He's not open pulling right there. He's trying to find first open window, because that's the same thing that this linebacker's going to do. Is he's going to find first open window and he's going to fit. So right there, you got to treat it like you're just like a linebacker, and he gets to it very. He didn't even get around to that mic. As you see, when he pulls, he sees opposite color, and he gets caught up in the trash right there. So there's your unblocked guy, because that guard wasn't able to pull around on that power. He got caught up. Now they're taking 2 for 1 right there, center and backside guard on that. But what's really interesting, you got this tackle trying to work in, and he's not able to really beat him to that inside gap. So now they just get a straight double team and work up and take care of both those guys. So this is a pretty good look here from the tight end and tackle, getting that double team working up. Mike is still unblocked right here. You got an unblocked Mike right in your gap. Right there, running back does a great job, makes him miss, and creates an explosive play right there. So not executed extremely well on this power. The most interesting part and best executed part was this tackle and tight end working that double team. And then of course you got an unblocked guy. You better have a better player right here, and that's what USC has with number 0. Makes that Mike miss and turns into an explosive play. A lot of times good players will make up for some mistakes, and that's what happened right here. Even though we just talked about power, their number 1 run is obviously inside zone, and they do a really good job with it right here on the goal line, short yardage against Stanford. They're just running inside zone that way, and you see you got a tight end, you got a fullback here. The main thing you want to do right here is make sure that you take care of the down lineman, try to stay square so now you can work up, get some sort of movement, whether it's vertical, horizontal movement, whichever one it is. Any kind of movement is good, and you also want to cover up the defense. You don't want to have your butt in one gap and their butt in the other, which is what they want to do. They want to fall off into a gap and just control that. But right there, as you see, everybody's covered up. Everybody's square, everybody's moving, and that running back is playing with a head of steam right there, getting downhill. Great job here by the tight end as well. See, he gets in there, gets a shoulder, and he's working straight up square. Same thing with the fullback. We want to try to get our hat across. So now we have our backside shoulder, left shoulder on it right there, and that's what happens there. You can move your feet, get your base, and they're just getting that wash, playing with some momentum. Falls in the end zone right there on a 3rd and goal. So great job here by the O-line. Really good job working that inside zone. And of course, if this guy would have flown down, Caleb Williams is reading that. Good chance to pull right there. But as far as the offensive lineman just covering people up, which obviously 52 here, he's getting up a little bit of penetration. But the best thing is that he is square with that guy. He's giving him a chance to make a cut, and that's what happens. Gets vertical, gets into the end zone right there against Stanford. This is a good look here as well at what you can see with the O-line. The base right there is really good. Boom. Continue to move, try to get square, and you can see that alley just beginning to form right there. As long as he gets his head across, there's going to be the alley. He's going to move from way out here all the way over there based off of just that horizontal movement. That's a pretty easy cut right there. Now, if you drew it up on a board, it would look like a very abrupt cut that went all the way to the C gap. But with that, you can see he actually runs straight downhill. He ends up finishing on the hash. So that horizontal movement right there and getting body on a body really opens that gap. Easy touchdown there for USC on a 3rd and 1, but it looked easy because these guys up front are doing a great job working, and 87 does a great job getting his hat across and moving his feet. So it looks easy, but there's a lot of stuff that has to work out, and a lot of people have to be on the same page right there to make that happen. Here we're going to look at a little bit of GT counter. I'd love to draw this up. One of the most beautiful plays in football. Center goes first down on the backside. Guard right there, he's going to base that nose. This tackle's got inside gap to backside linebacker right here with his 3 front. He's in a 4, which is directly head up. And if he comes inside at all, he's going to try to strong arm that and push him into that gap to open this up. So now he can pull for the front side, he can pull for the back side. And right here they have a fullback here who's going to sit tight, and he's going to block whatever shows up in the C gap. Right here it ends up being this linebacker. So right here as we're watching it, you can see again he's downhill with that running back, and this tackle is the one that really makes this play. You see he's strong to the inside, strong outside arm. You want to try to torque that guy into that gap, and right there he even gets put up on 1 foot because this guy's pretty strong, got a good base about him, but he gets him in the gap. So right here, very first puller, it looks like he almost skip pulls that, but right there you know you're going to try to kick whatever shows up. So right there he's pulling. This linebacker gets down in the gap pretty hard. So right here he ends up logging it because he ends up hit that gap right there. And right there, a lot of times the defense, what they're going to say is, hey, we want to try to beat that underneath and then get vertical, try to knock off that second puller. So now we're plus there in the box. But right there he squeezes, so they log it. Good job here by the tackle working around that. Boom, gets up right there. And that guy's on the backside linebacker. So the backside linebacker's filling over the top. Log gets up to the backside. Good patience here by the back, getting behind his guy. 10 comes in here, gets the safety, leaves that corner to try to make a tackle. And right there, fullback just walks out right there to the C-gap player, number 8, this outside backer. And they get a body on a body. Now they're bouncing. The only guy left unblocked is the corner. And most of the time, corners are not the guys that want to make tackles. And explosive play right there turns into a touchdown right there on the GT to the fullback. So, again, a lot of stuff happened right there. Run the GT against the 3 front. Hopefully you can push that guy into that C-gap. And then those pullers got a log there from this frontside linebacker. And then this backside tackle was able to work around just enough to get a piece right there. Leave the corner unblocked because you go crack the safety. And then genetics takes over. Zero outruns everybody, gets to the end zone for an explosive play. Another great look here. Running GT to the right. You got your fullback here. You're going to kick. You're going to down block right there. He's blocking back to seal. Right there, he's going to sift that to the backside right here. If there's a backer or something like that, you just go ahead and take him. That's what he does right there. Probably be a little bit stronger with that outside arm. Try to give him the gap right there. You can see he's trying to torque him into that gap right now. So right there, down there, he tries to cross his face. He's blocking back, kicking. And then got 2 pullers around. As you see, running back starts pretty flat so he can roll into that C-gap if he needs to, and then he can get vertical. There, you want to go flat so those guys start horizontally, thinking that you're going outside zone or something along those lines, and then you can get your foot in the ground and go vertical right there. That's what happens here. So there's the guard pulling for the front side, tackle pulling for the back side, kick, lead. Great patience there by the back, letting it develop. Now he's getting vertical, playing fast, running through arm tackles. Explosive play again on GT to the fullback, creating an extra gap, getting a kick, and then getting downhill with good running backs right there. Obviously, you got a chance out here. If something happens, quarterback can also pull. But numbers look great there front side once you get that guard and tackle around. Now those guys are having to come from that backside, aren't able to get there. Again, huge play there for SC. Same play call here for USC. Obviously, they're in the pistol. They have their second quarterback in, all this stuff. Up 49-3 on Stanford. But right here, the scheme is still the same. So right there, he's going to block C-gap. This stand-up end is C-gap. They actually double right there. He's going back to this one take, it looks like. Double him to the backside linebacker. Pull for the front side, and pull for the backside right there. Should be able to take care of this entire box. Good double team right here, working there. Gets his hat on the inside so he can kick this defensive end. First puller is a little bit slow to get downhill. And the backside puller even makes contact on this mic before the guard does. So right here you see this tackle pulling around. He's filling that gap. This guard ends up filling outside. So boom, you get the mic. Now right there on the wheel. Works up to him. And 21 had already hit the gap and created an explosive play. But right there, those pullers slow down these fits. And then great patience here by the running back, letting all it develop. And whenever he sees a gap, let's explode. See what happens right there once you hit a gap. Runs through an arm tackle, gets a first down right there on a simple GT, which obviously is very similar to power. Based off you're going to kick, you're going to lead, but now you're getting an extra puller there. You're taking care of the backside with the quarterback read right there as well. Here's a play you're seeing more and more of. There's just a tunnel right here, but you're getting it off of a run action of that GT. This center is going to end up leaking. Guard's going to end up leaking, and then the tackle is going to leak, and he's going to rat kill right there. So you're going to block that man on. And right here you see running back's coming across. Faking the GT hard right there. Good job by the quarterback riding it. And then right here, the flexibility and strength to get the ball right there out for Caleb Williams around this defender is unreal. I mean, that's Patrick Mahomes-esque as far as dropping his angle, doing what he has to do to get out there to his guy. And right here, as you see, Mario Williams goes right there. He seals that. And right here on this one, as you're looking, the center is getting out a little bit late. Probably no reason really to get hands on right there. He's trying to get out to kick. 70's getting out. That's the guard getting out there to lead. 79's getting out there to lead as well. And right here, as you're looking at it, the pullers, there's 71, the tackle coming around. And then once he gets around, he sets up looking for a rat kill. So instead of just running and running off, this tackle actually sets up with a rat kill after he pulls around. So he's coming around. He sifts through it, and now he's just setting up, looking for anybody retracing from the defensive line or linebackers that are blitzing. But again, amazing throw, getting bodies out there in space, faking that GT, getting the misdirection. And right here, Stanford does a pretty decent job of containing this and making a play. I really thought this was going to be a touchdown as soon as that ball got completed, just based off of you got these big dudes out in space, you got that sealed, you got a dude with the ball in his hands. I think that's definitely going to be a touchdown, but a great play there by Stanford, really. To keep this from being a touchdown. But So you guys can see why this is such an effective play, just the misdirection off of it, and then getting a lot of bodies out in space in front of one of the better players in the country right there, number one, who can do a lot of different things with the football. Here's this GT screen again, this time with the second quarterback in, late in the third quarter against Nevada. And right here, again, you can see both pullers, center's getting out to the lead, probably going to block that guy. He actually blocks the man on right there, throw it outside, and we'll look at it. So again, coming across, quarterback's got to be an athlete, gets it to him, good accurate ball to his face mask. As you're watching one right here, he walks off the ball, and then he knows he's got a kick right there. The guy over top of him, you see he just drops. Here's the center. Let's roll back and see what he does right there. Look right there, he's reaching, and then he just absolutely releases with no hesitation, no getting held up. He gets a hat on right there, trying to get his feet around. Everybody's looking up dude's guard. There's the tackle. Here's the backside tackle who pulled around. Now he started working the pin. Same thing right there with 52. Tons of big bodies out there in space. Ford's got the ball. Look at this block right here. This is 15 yards down the field, and this is that backside tackle. He acts like he's blocking down. Now he's just running that alley. So right there, he just takes off. There's the guard trying to pin. There's the backside. Whatever it is, you're getting your big dudes out in space. That misdirection to one of the better players in the nation, and your left tackle is making blocks 15 plus yards down the field, and now you're rolling. Even though our guy just falls down for no apparent reason, you got a couple big dudes out rolling. Great misdirection. Again, great design that a lot of teams are using these days. Really started with USC last year.